Have you ever felt like you're giving away parts of yourself just to keep others happy? You sacrifice your time, your energy, maybe even your dreams, believing it will bring peace. But over time, you start to feel drained, stretched thin, like you're living for others, not yourself. The Stoics understood this well. They knew that to live with purpose, there are certain things you should never sacrifice, no matter who or what demands it. In this video, we'll explore 5 things you must protect at all costs: your self-respect, your health, your dreams, your values, and your happiness. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoic thinkers, refused to compromise his principles, even as Rome's most powerful ruler. His lesson: if you abandon what truly matters, you lose yourself. How many times have you put yourself last, convincing yourself it was the right thing to do? And how much longer will you wait before reclaiming what's yours? Today isn't about survival, it's about reclaiming your strength and purpose. Let's dive in. 1. Never sacrifice your self-respect. The silent erosion of self-respect. What happens when you stop respecting yourself? At first, it's subtle. You let the small things slide. You ignore discomfort. You tell yourself it's not a big deal. But over time, those small compromises add up. One day you look in the mirror and realize you're no longer living for yourself. You're living for the approval of others. And that's how you lose yourself. Why self-respect is non-negotiable. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire in the world. He had wealth, status, and absolute power. Yet, he didn't indulge in excess. He didn't bend to corruption. He held himself to a higher standard. Why? Because he understood one thing: once you compromise your integrity, you lose everything. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Your self-respect is not up for debate. And once you give it away, it's a long, hard road to get it back. The slow death of self-respect. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens in small, seemingly harmless choices. You tolerate disrespect to avoid conflict. You stay silent when you should speak up. You shrink yourself to fit in. At first, it feels like you're just being easygoing, but eventually you wake up to a painful truth. The more you sacrifice your self-respect, the harder it is to recognize yourself. And the worst part, when you stop respecting yourself, others follow. Being nice versus being strong. Let's get one thing straight. Being nice is not the same as being weak. Society tells us to be agreeable, to avoid making waves. But Stoicism teaches us, true kindness comes from strength. If you let people walk all over you, that's not kindness, it's self-betrayal. Epictetus put it bluntly, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Not everyone will understand your boundaries. And that's okay, because the people who respect you will stay, and those who don't, they were never meant to be in your life. A real-life example, the cost of losing self-respect. Think of someone you know who constantly puts others first at their own expense. They stay in a toxic relationship, hoping things will change. They let their boss take advantage of them, afraid to speak up. They say yes to everything, even when it drains them. What happens? They feel trapped. They lose confidence. They forget who they are. Now imagine the opposite. Someone who stands firm, who walks away from disrespect, who refuses to lower their standards. Who do you admire more? How Stoicism helps you reclaim self-respect. The Stoics remind us you control only one thing, yourself. You can't control how others treat you, but you can control what you tolerate. You can't control what people think, but you can control how much it affects you. You can't force respect, but you can demand it by respecting yourself first. Marcus Aurelius didn't let the noise of the world dictate his worth. Neither should you. The courage to walk away. Let's be honest. Standing up for yourself isn't easy. You might lose people. You might disappoint others. But here's the truth. Anyone who leaves because you demand respect never truly valued you in the first place. Epictetus was clear. We are not here to please everyone. We are here to live with integrity. So ask yourself, is keeping the peace worth losing myself? Because without self-respect, nothing else in your life holds value. And once you reclaim it, everything changes. 2. Never sacrifice your health. What is the point of success, wealth, or even wisdom if you do not have the health to enjoy it? Too many people sacrifice sleep, meals, and mental peace in the name of productivity. But the Stoics would call this what it is, a failure in judgment. Because without your health, everything else crumbles. Your body is the vessel for your mind. The Stoics knew a strong mind requires a strong body. Neglect one, and the other suffers. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. But what happens when your body is exhausted? You lose focus. You become irritable. Your mind becomes weak. When the body suffers, so does everything else. The burnout trap. A modern illusion of success society glorifies hustle culture, long hours, late nights, no rest. We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor, but the Stoics would ask, what kind of success is it if it comes at the cost of your well-being? Burnout is not strength, it is self-destruction. The Stoics did not believe in grinding until collapse. They believed in discipline, not overwork, balance, not burnout, sustainability, not self-destruction. Marcus Aurelius followed a strict routine of movement, rest, and mindful eating. He understood a leader with an exhausted mind makes poor decisions. A person who neglects their health compromises everything. The link between emotional health and physical well-being. It is not just your body. Your emotions affect your health too. Many people suppress stress and frustration, telling themselves, I will deal with it later. But later never comes. And that stress turns into anxiety, steals your sleep, wears down your body. Seneca warned, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Most of our stress comes from overthinking, worrying about things outside our control. What if you practiced letting go? What if, instead of suppressing emotions, you acknowledged them, then moved forward? Practical Stoic health practices move every day. The Stoics did not chase fitness fads. They embraced simple movement. Walk daily, stretch, breathe deeply, not for vanity, but to keep the body strong for the mind. Eat mindfully. The Stoics avoided excess, but they knew deprivation was just as foolish. Eat whole, simple foods. Listen to your body. Avoid extremes, because food fuels your ability to think, decide, and act. Mental hygiene. Your mind needs daily maintenance, journaling. Reflect on your thoughts, clear your mind. Meditation. Train yourself to focus only on what you can control. Deep breathing. Reset your system. Epictetus put it bluntly, you are a soul carrying a corpse. Your body is not just a machine, it is the foundation of everything you do. Neglecting it, that is self-betrayal, the cost of ignoring your health. Think of the people who sacrifice their health for success, only to lose everything. The executive who worked 16-hour days and burned out. The person who ignored their body until illness forced them to stop. The one who dismissed their mental health until it was too much to bear. Do not let that be you. Because when your health is gone, no amount of success, money, or status can bring it back. Your health is the foundation of everything. The Stoics did not see self-care as self-indulgence. They saw it as self-respect. So ask yourself, am I treating my body and mind as tools to help me thrive, or am I expecting them to endure without care? Because at the end of the day, if you do not prioritize your health, nothing else will matter. 3. Never sacrifice your dreams. What if the life you want is slipping away? Not because it's impossible, but because you're too afraid to chase it. Dreams aren't just fantasies. They are a calling, a path unique to you. Yet, how often do we push them aside? We tell ourselves, not now, maybe later. But the Stoics warned us, it is not that we have a short life, but that we waste a lot of it. Seneca time isn't the problem. How we use it is. If you are waiting for the perfect moment to pursue your dream, that moment will never come. How fear kills dreams. Most people don't abandon their dreams because they lack ability. They abandon them because of fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping into the unknown. So they freeze, they overthink, they wait for permission. But the Stoics remind us, you don't need permission to live the life you were meant for. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Marcus Aurelius. The greatest tragedy isn't failing, it's never starting. The obstacle is the way, turning challenges into growth. Pursuing your dreams will never be easy. You will face rejection. You will fail. You will doubt yourself. But the Stoics teach us, every obstacle is a stepping stone. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. Got rejected? Learn from it. Failed? Now you know what doesn't work. People doubting you? Good. Use it as fuel. The path forward isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about using them to grow. A tale of two lives, one dream pursued, one dream abandoned. Two people have a dream. One hesitates. They wait for the right time. Years pass. They convince themselves it's too late. The other takes a step. They fail. They struggle, but they keep going. Years later, one looks back and wonders, what if? The other looks back and says, I'm glad I tried. Regret is heavier than failure. Which one will you be? How Stoicism helps you push forward. Stoicism isn't about reckless chasing. It's about resilience. Detach from the opinions of others. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Epictetus. Not everyone will understand your dreams, and that's okay. Accept failure as part of the process. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the price of entry. Every setback teaches you something. If you learn, you never truly fail. Take action, even if it's imperfect. The cure for fear is action. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the right time. Just start. Your dreams are your responsibility. No one will chase your dreams for you. No one will hand you the life you want. The time will pass anyway. The question isn't just, will you chase your dream? The real question is, if not now, then when? Because in the end, you won't regret the risks you took. You'll regret the ones you didn't. 4. Never sacrifice your values. What do you stand for? Your values are not just beliefs. They are your foundation. They guide your decisions, shape your identity, and define who you are when no one is watching. But in today's world, values are often the first thing sacrificed. For what? A paycheck, social approval, the illusion of success. And each time you compromise, you lose a piece of yourself. Why we compromise? The hidden danger. No one decides overnight to betray their values. It happens slowly. Fear of rejection. If I don't go along, I'll lose respect. Fear of missing out. Everyone else is doing it. Maybe I should too. Fear of standing alone. What if I'm the only one who thinks this way? Small compromises add up, until one day you don't recognize yourself. Marcus Aurelius warned us, just that you do the right thing, the rest doesn't matter. He ruled an empire filled with corruption, but refused to let the world change him. Because he understood, if you give up your values, you give up your soul. The cost of selling out Seneca had power, wealth, and influence. He served as an advisor to Nero, one of Rome's most infamous rulers. But despite the corruption around him, he never abandoned his principles. And when forced to choose between integrity and his life, he chose integrity. That's the level of conviction the Stoics lived by. Yet, how often do we give up our own values for far less? Saying yes when we mean no. Doing something we know is wrong just to fit in. Choosing comfort over courage. But here's the truth. When you trade your values for approval, you never really win, because the cost is your own self-respect. How to stand firm without conflict. Many think standing by their values means arguing or proving themselves to others. The Stoics had a different approach, quiet conviction. They didn't waste time defending their beliefs, they simply lived them. Epictetus put it clearly, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. You don't have to convince anyone. You don't have to justify yourself. You just have to be and let your actions speak. Your values are your foundation. A weak foundation collapses in a storm. A person without strong values collapses under pressure. So ask yourself, am I living in alignment with what I truly believe? Or am I making small compromises, hoping no one notices? Because in the end, the opinions of others won't matter. But the integrity you lived by, that will. 5. Never sacrifice your happiness. What if everything you're chasing isn't making you happy? Society tells us happiness comes from success, wealth, and status. We believe that once we achieve enough, more money, more recognition, more approval, then we'll finally be happy. But the Stoics warned us, happiness isn't found in the external world. It's found within. Stoic happiness, eudaimonia, fulfillment over pleasure. The Stoics had a different word for happiness, eudaimonia, not pleasure, not excitement, but deep fulfillment. A life lived with purpose, a life rooted in virtue. Epictetus put it simply, there is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things beyond our control. Yet, how much of our stress comes from chasing things we cannot control? The opinions of others, the fear of missing out, the endless pursuit of more. But here's the truth. If your happiness depends on things outside your control, you will never be truly happy. Pleasure versus meaning, the secret to lasting joy. Pleasure is temporary, a new purchase, a promotion, social validation. Fulfillment is lasting, inner peace, purpose, living by your values. But modern life pushes us toward pleasure-seeking. Social media fuels comparison. Consumer culture convinces us we need more. Hustle culture says happiness comes after the next achievement. But the Stoics teach us, happiness isn't something you chase, it's something you cultivate. How to cultivate lasting happiness. The Stoic Way 1. Gratitude over comparison. Seneca said, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Happiness isn't about getting more, it's about appreciating what you already have. Instead of thinking, what's missing? Ask yourself, what do I already have that I once wished for? 2. Find peace in simple routines. Marcus Aurelius lived with discipline and simplicity. His joy didn't come from indulgence, but from habits that created clarity and peace. A morning routine that sets your mindset. Time spent in stillness, reflecting. Meaningful work done with purpose. Happiness isn't found in grand moments. It's built in the small, daily choices we make. 3. Stop chasing more. Escape the hedonic treadmill. The biggest trap in modern life is the hedonic treadmill, the endless cycle of wanting more, achieving more, then wanting more again. Jim Carrey once said, "I wish everyone could get rich and famous so they can see that it's not the answer." Why? Because the moment we reach one peak, we're already searching for the next one, and that's not happiness, it's exhaustion. But the Stoics remind us, true happiness isn't found in adding more, but in needing less. Your happiness is your responsibility. At the end of your life, you won't remember the things you owned. You won't care about the opinions of strangers. What will matter is whether you lived with meaning, integrity, and peace. So ask yourself, am I chasing happiness, or am I creating it? Because happiness isn't something you find, it's something you build. And the moment you stop looking for it in the outside world is the moment you finally start living. Everything we've talked about today, self-respect, health, dreams, values, happiness, these are not luxuries. They are the foundation of who you are. When you sacrifice them, even little by little, you lose more than just moments. You lose yourself. But the good news? You can take them back. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. You don't need permission to protect what matters. You don't need approval to stand firm in your values. The only thing that matters is what you choose to do next. So here's your challenge. Pick one thing: self-respect, health, dreams, values, or happiness. Now ask yourself, right now, stop and ask yourself, what's the last thing I did that went against my values, my health, my happiness? And what will I do right now to change that? Maybe that means setting a boundary. Maybe it means saying no. Maybe it means finally taking a step toward the life you want. Because the time to start is now. If this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments, which of these 5 things have you struggled with the most? And if you're ready for more Stoic wisdom, watch the next video on your screen now. Remember, this is your life. Protect it. Live it with purpose. Until next time, stay strong, stay disciplined, and take care of what's within.